Hello again, Dalian Artanian back over here. This is number 4 of the Sky Sounds. Hey, finally figured out that 10-minute thing. Once I loaded up my 20-second video, came up and they said, hey, now I can do beyond 15 minutes. So we're good there. Now I don't have to worry about the time. Alright. So, going back to these crazy sounds and all the craziness that's going on out there. One of the main thoughts that's been going on in my head is why isn't the media on this? I mean, if these things are real, you know, if they're real, why isn't the media involved in it, you know? How come they're not making this big deal out of it, you know? To me, that's something to concern about, unless, you know, the government says, hey, keep it on the down low. We don't want no panicking people out there, you know. Could be one of the reasons. Or there again, you know, a friend of mine said, it's the government. Nowadays, the government does do some crazy stuff out there. But let's say these sounds are real, they are authentic. I believe there should be some scientists out there, you know, checking this stuff out, seeing where it's really coming from, you know. And I, for one, if I owned a plane or something, you know, and I was a scientist, I'd hear the sound, I'd be, you know what, I'm on my jet and I'm on my way over there, you know. Let's see where these sounds are coming from, you know. First of all, where they started. I mean, where do these sounds start, you know? Some people say under the ground. Well, you know, in a recording studio, you've got insulation. Why to keep sound in? You know, so it can't come from the Earth's core because, I mean, how much bedrock you got? You know, you got miles of bedrock by the time you get to the top of the Earth. So the sound is traveling from the core out. I'm just not buying that part. Solar flares from the sun, maybe, but it's still hard to grasp that because, I mean, the biggest question is, why does it only happen in certain parts of the world? You know, why doesn't it happen global? I mean, if it's from the sun, I would say that everybody on the daytime, you know, would actually hear it, and everybody on the nighttime would actually hear it, you know. But it's just, it's only happening in certain locations, you know. I mean, I, for one, they keep saying that it happened here in California because I'm from California, and I go in and out every day, and I have yet to have heard any of those sounds, except for the planes that keep flying above all the time. So, yeah, there's some things to kind of look at right there. So, I am kind of a bit of a skeptic at times, but obviously there's something out there, and if there's something is out there, and it's extraterrestrial. They're pretty intelligent beings. I mean, to be able to cloak their ships to where we can't even see it. The only thing we hear is the sound. We won't be able. We don't have a visual. We have a sound, but we don't have a visual. So anybody watching this video, if you happen to hear the sound, you know, not only take your video camera, take your camera and get a zoom lens. I mean, don't be like these people that always film and, hey, that's a UFO. And you kind of figured in today's technology, they'd have a zoom lens, you know, or a lens good enough to be able to capture a clear, crisp picture of that flying saucer, you know. But sometimes most of you, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but most of these videos, they're fuzzy, or they're out of focus, or they're shadows. They're never clear, you know. I was like, okay, you mean to tell me in today's technology, with 3D and HD and all this other stuff, you can't get a clear picture of a flying object across the air? I mean, I shoot photography myself, and come on. I've shot birds that you can tell how many feathers they have while they're going through the air, you know. So don't sit there and tell me you can't get a clear picture of a UFO, you know. But I, for one, you know, if I ever happen to hear those sounds, I'd be grabbing my camera, video camera, both. Camera in one hand, video camera in the other, you know. Tripod video camera in the other camera. I'll be snapping pictures. I might not be able to see the sucker, but cameras have a way of catching anomalies, you know. So if there's a ship up there, I'll guarantee I'll catch or something. But here's another thought too. Military. I mean, because most of our skies are pretty much patrolled by military. I mean, like the Air Force and stuff. I mean, don't they hear it? I mean, they don't send planes out there? I mean, you know they got to. I mean, it's military. So yeah, in a way, if the military does know what's going on out there, the government, world governments, they are keeping this in a tight wrap, especially if it's something that is not good. You know, trying to figure out what to do at the moment before they broadcast it worldwide. Maybe that's why the media is kind of a hush, 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 because they, you know, they don't want the media to not quite yet tell the world what's happening. Theories, you know. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing to look at, something to think about. So as far as religion, well, that's a tough one. I mean, because there again, you got your skeptics out there, and you got your believers and non-believers. You know, non-believers, they're aliens. Believers, trumpets of God. You know. So, in the end, I guess the best thing that could happen is just for us to sit here and wait and see what happens. You know. I don't know if you guys have studied the ancients. You know, a lot of people say that the pyramids of Giza were built by the pharaohs, and they swear up and down that they were built by the pharaohs. Same thing with the pyramids, the Mayan pyramids, and there's actually a few pyramids around the world. Stonehenge, and like these statues, I can't quite remember the name of the island. Huge face-like statues. And I believe in India there's cave carvings. We're talking entire city carved into the mountain of a cave, you know. There's, I mean, there's just a bunch of amazing stuff out there that'll blow your guys' minds up. I'm a big history buff and I get into all that stuff, so. But when you learn and you study about things like that, and then you hear sounds like you hear, you can't help but kind of just try to put them together, try to figure out the puzzle and the pieces. And it does kind of lean towards alien, you know, supernatural. So as I was saying before, you know, the tablets that the Mayan have, or the one calendar that the Mayan has, not not really could signify the end of the world, but the return of these aliens, you know. And the question is, if it is the return of these aliens, what are we as mankind, how are we to accept that? How will we accept that, you know? And that's a big thought. That's a big thought. But you know, some of these sounds that I hear on YouTube are kind of creepy, you know. Some crazy creepy sounds out there, you know. And it's just, they kind of make you think, you know. Sometimes you hear the screeching and the groaning and the grinding, and along with it you hear boom, 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 you know. You're like, okay, sounds like all hell's about to break loose, you know. Or there's a war going on in heaven right now. That's another theory. Think about it. There's a war actually going on in heaven right now. And what we're hearing is the trumpets and the battle drums. You know, like back in the old days, you know, when you have a battalion here and a battalion here, and they're facing each other, and they're blaring on the freaking horns and drumming on those drums, you know, and you've got these warriors just going boom, massive at each other, you know. How we not know that's what's going on up in heaven right now? The holy war. Talking about a holy war. That would be a holy war, you know. How would they not know that's going on upstairs right now, up in heaven? We just can't see it, but we can hear the sound of those trumpets, you know. So, in case, let's just say that the winner of that war that's going on up there is what we're going to have to, you know, I would like to know, because, you know, it's like, okay, what side is going to win, and whatever side wins will determine how we live down here, you know, on our plane of existence of this planet Earth, you know. But I also like Juan's idea about the whole ship thing, you know, leaving the old heaven and earth behind and going to the new one, you know, the Matrix kind of thing, you know. But I would say that's a lot of work for a ship, you know. I wouldn't know quite understand, well, really, I wouldn't know really how to handle that part, you know. It'd be kind of cool, you know, check out the ship from the outside, you know. Does it look like a Death Star kind of thing, you know, big planet, and you know, the ultimate Death Star. But yeah, it's a bunch of crazy theories going on out there. But yeah, I would kind of lean more towards the supernatural, you know. But hey, I'll tell you what, I'll record this sucker if it's real, if I ever hear it, if it ever finds its way to Northern California, like up to San Francisco and the Bay Area, stuff like that. I'll be sure to record it, and trust me, I have good sound recording and good video, good photography going on. All HD, high-end stuff, you know. None of this small stuff. I'll make sure I'll have all that stuff ready. A couple of mics, you know, 6 or 7, 8, maybe 9. A couple of video cameras to cover east, west, north, south, you know. Who knows, I might launch a rocket out there, you know, with some liquid paint or something, you know. If it hits something, though, maybe it'll just, if it's cloaked, eventually you'll be able to tell. Of course, all that, I'm just talking shit, you know. But anyways, hey, take those ideas to account. You guys out there that are recording this stuff, you know, take your cameras, start shooting. Just don't point the camera into some trees and not see anything. I mean, kind of scan around on the sky, you know, look around, so that we can have more insight, you know. So that way, hey, us ourselves, you know, as viewers here, you know, we could all get together as a group and say, okay, that sound confirmed, that video came with that sound over here, that video came, let's see if maybe we can put these puzzles together and come up with our own conclusion. That's something to think about. But Okay, I gotta get going. My time has run out. Not that it's run out on YouTube, but I got somewhere to run. It's great talking to you people. And hopefully we can figure this stuff out. So, again, Dalian Artanian says, keep throwing those nice videos out there. I enjoy listening to them. I enjoy watching them. And leave any comments. Be more than happy to read them. Be more than happy to respond to any of them. Okay? And on every video, as I say, you know how the old saying goes. Catch my book. Fawcetta. If this stuff continues, well, at least I wrote my book, you know. And maybe I can pitch it to those aliens that are coming down, you know, give them something to read. But you guys have a great day, and hasta la vida. Okay? Bye.